Miami Heat and the Charlotte Hornets in Game 6 of this opening round best-of-7 playoff series at a sold-out Time Warner Cable Arena. They have Hornets fever, and because of the turnaround in this series, look what happened. Miami, the first two games, jumped out to a 2-0 lead, explosive offensively, but have failed to even reach 90 in the last three games as the Hornets have won 3 in a row and now one win away from their second round since 2002. Good evening, everyone. Along with Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Green on hand, Doris Burke with us as well. It has been quite a roller coaster this series, and now Miami finds himself on the brink of elimination. Mark, they were so good in the first two games. What's happened, and how do they right the ship to force a Game 7?
Well, first of all, you got to give credit to Steve Clifford and that Charlotte staff. Also defensively, they've elevated that game, forcing the Miami Heat to shoot from the perimeter, making them a perimeter shooting team. If you're Miami, you've got to turn the corner. Don't settle on the offensive end. Look to attack the paint area, be aggressive, and it starts with your superstar player. Dwayne Wade, those numbers are very good, but he's got to be spectacular to give them a chance to have a Game 7 in their own building.
It really looked like it was going to be a short series, and then all of a sudden these 3 straight wins. Mark touched on it, Jeff, but what have you seen from Charlotte to have them in this position?
Well, their defense, like Mark said, has been outstanding, and you analytics crowd out there, wait for it, a regression to the mean by the Miami Heat when it comes to their shooting. But if they're going to close it out today, lost in the euphoria of the Game 5 win, Kemba Walker is going to have to play much better than he has in Game 5 and Game 3. He's got to put it to them in the pick and roll game and attack Whiteside to make him commit, bring 2 to the ball, and create shots for his teammates.
A huge night for this city and for the Hornets. Will it be the final night for Hassan Whiteside and the Miami Heat? We're going to find out. But right now, let's go to LA and send it to Sage Steele.
At the other guard, number 7, Goran Dragic. Starting at center, number 21, Hassan Whiteside. At one forward, number 9, Luol Deng. And at the other forward, number 2, Joe Johnson. The head coach of the Miami Heat is Eric Spoelstra.
Forward out of North Carolina, number 2, Marvin Williams. A 7-foot forward out of Wisconsin, number 44, Frank Kaminsky. A 6'10" center out of Granite High School, number 25, Al Jefferson. A 6'5" guard out of Western Kentucky, number 1, Courtney Lee. And a 6'1" guard out of Connecticut, number 15, Kemba Walker. The head coach of your Charlotte Hornets is Steve Clifford. Ladies and gentlemen, your Charlotte Hornets.
They are fired up here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Their Hornets with a chance to advance to the second round tonight as they lead this best-of-7 series 3-2. Another sellout crowd. We've seen now Cleveland and Atlanta both advance. They'll start their conference semifinals in Cleveland on Monday night. Toronto trying to clinch on the road tonight and advance to the conference semifinals. It's been a long time for Charlotte, not since 2002. They played in the second round of the NBA playoffs. That can end tonight with a victory. As we look at the starting lineups, brought to you by Modelo Especial. And the lineups have changed a bit. Certainly for Charlotte and for Miami, Dragic, Wade, Dang, Johnson, and Whiteside, an excellent starting 5, but they have really struggled offensively. And the Hornets have changed things because Nick Batum will come off the bench for the second straight game after missing a couple, so the rookie Kaminsky starts up front with Jefferson, Williams, Lee, and Walker. Kemba Walker, the leading scorer for the Charlotte Hornets. What a season he's had. Can they finish off the Heat tonight and not have to go back to Miami? And for the first time tonight, we welcome in Doris Burke. Hey, DB.
Hey, Mike. Well, how far in the 5 years has this Charlotte organization come since Kemba Walker was drafted out of the University of Connecticut fresh off that national championship? Well, consider that in his rookie year, though it was an abbreviated NBA season, they set a mark for the fewest wins in an NBA regular season, just 7. He told us earlier today that that experience was humbling, but it also taught him the kind of work that's required to win in the NBA. And whether you're talking to Steve Clifford or Kemba Walker, you can tell, guys, that they know they're on the brink of what could be a seminal moment, advancing to the second round for the first time in 14 years, guys.
And Doris, he's part of a team that Steve Clifford says they play hard and they play smart. And they're certainly resilient after getting waxed on the defensive end the first couple of games as Miami shot unbelievably well. Historic for their franchise. They have turned it around. Dragic guarded by Walker. Dragic finds Luol Deng. Deng off the dribble. His first shot is good.
It's a veteran Miami Heat basketball team. The concern with Charlotte is, I played on young teams where you think you're back home and the crowd is going to win a game. Your effort has got to be sustained throughout the course of this game.
And Walker easily gets into the paint. Dragic looking at his help defenders. And that has been a problem as both Walker and Jeremy Lin off the bench have gotten into the paint. Dragic misses. Whiteside's follow won't go, and Kaminsky with the rebound. Courtney Lee, who had the game-winning shot in Game 5 in that 2-point win the other night in Miami. Lee had struggled all night shooting, but had the big 3. Kaminsky, nice feed inside to Jefferson, blocked by Whiteside. And Dang comes the other way. Whiteside in these playoffs, second in block shots. That jumper won't go. You heard Doris talk about Walker. Where have you seen the biggest jump in Walker's game and what Steve Clifford says has been a breakout season, Jeff?
His range shooting, his three-point shooting, much better. Beautiful pocket pass to Jefferson. But they've also surrounded him with more shooting, which opens up the paint for his penetration game.
And Walker will be the first to give credit to these new teammates as Dwayne Wade knocks it down. Wade had a 25-point game in Game 5. They need, again, with the struggles offensively, he just has to play at that high level for them to win.
And when you say that, Mike, it doesn't necessarily mean have a big game numbers-wise. He's got to make plays, whether it be scoring or plays for other guys. Put them in position to have high-percentage shots.
Walker thought he was hit on that. Wade, of course, thought he was hit on the final shot in Game 5. Now the whistle and a foul is going to go against Whiteside as Kaminsky got hit. Grabs his left shoulder momentarily as Whiteside picks up his first.
And Wade's not the only guy that thought he got hit. I thought, as a fan watching the game on TV, I thought there was contact, and I thought he should have been at the line.
Initially, when I saw it, I did not think he was hit. And then I saw a still frame picture today where it appeared that Courtney Lee raced him across the arm.
Does that mean you're on the fence? So what conclusion did you come to?
My conclusion is Al Jefferson is a beast in the low post.
Well, Charlotte has changed a little bit what they've done in this series because of the injury to Batum. It forced them to go big, and big has really helped them in these last 3 games. Whiteside can't control it, lost it out of bounds, or lost it, and here comes Walker. Kaminsky spins on Johnson. Walker pokes it away. Hornets have been an excellent defensive team all season long. It's why Steve Clifford didn't panic after those first 2 games. Boy, have they played great defensive basketball the last 3. Wade short. Williams. Here comes Wade releasing. Nice feed inside to Dang. Threw a little bit ahead, and Dang able to recover.
What a series Luol Deng has had. Shooting over 50% from the floor. Really consistent.
19 a game, including that big game 1. Kaminsky can't hit. Whiteside the rebound. Whiteside has put up some excellent numbers in these playoffs, but they need that consistent performance from him. Wade gets right in and is fouled on the pass. Courtney Lee with the bump.
It's a good job by Dwayne Wade recognizing they're not double teaming him. Put the ball on the floor. If help doesn't come, get to your spot. Look to be aggressive. That's easy offense.
And I like him backing in the post. He is a terrific low post player. Missed a good look the previous time. Go right back in there and work your way to the free throw line or force the double team.
Joe Johnson guarded by Williams. Williams doesn't go for the fake. Shot clock winding down. Dang has to fire away. Can't get it to fall. Whiteside the offensive rebound and put back. Boy, he could put up some unbelievable numbers and have such a huge impact on the game.
And make a lot of money. Rebounding, defending, blocking shots, finishing at the rim. Make a lot of money.
Be an unrestricted free agent after this season. Williams can't connect. Both teams have gone through some real stretches of shooting struggles.
And I thought Whiteside landed out of bounds.
Dragic. Offensive foul. He's called for a push-off. First foul on Dragic. And there it is.
That's nothing.
You don't think that's anything?
I don't.
Come on, man. That's the right call. The right arm extending.
It's not extending. It's in a 90-degree angle. Extending. You guys.
There's no way you'd be a top 30 ref.
I might think top 20.
Kaminsky tries another 3. The rookie rattles one home. Kaminsky, who started 2 games all regular season, now starting his 4th here in the playoffs. Ball knocked out of bounds. Again, the injury to Batum, who went to Steve Clifford and said when he came back, I'll come off the bench. And Kaminsky has had some good moments.
The game doesn't change. I don't care if you're high school, college, the things you did in college, you'll be able to do in this league, playing with extreme confidence right now.
Wade, foul by Kaminsky. They'll call it the act of shooting, and Wade will go to the line. So Kaminsky picks up his first. Well, Dwayne Wade, the veteran, the leader of this team, now in his 13th year in the NBA, had a fine regular season. And here in the playoffs, playing with a lot of guys who have never been in the playoffs. Whiteside, Richardson, Winslow. Says he doesn't know what's going to happen with him. as he misses the first. Of course, if Miami wins tonight, the Game 7 would be in Miami, 1 Eastern on ABC. If Miami loses, Charlotte advances, and they'll play the winner of Toronto, Indiana. That Game 6 going on right now on ESPN News. Wade 1 for 2. Walker looking for Kaminsky. Single covered by Dang. Kaminsky up and under, off balance, and Dang gets called for the foul. Rack the Tank, the rookie who had such a fantastic career at Wisconsin. Like a lot of rookies slowly getting comfortable in the NBA.
Doesn't settle. Gets to his spot, creates the contact, going to the line. But I like the idea of attacking when you have a matchup. Smaller guy defending the big guy. Frank takes advantage of his size.
Kaminsky again starting his 4th straight game. Averaging just over 6 a game in the series. Had an excellent Game 4.
If you average in 6, you said averaging 6 for the series, you can't have a nickname.
No, that's his college nickname.
I know you agree with me.
I totally agree with that.
Joe Johnson with a nice floater.
And that's a beautiful wrinkle Eric Spoelstra had where Dragic is setting the screen. They don't want to switch it because Johnson's too big for Walker. He got right into the paint.
Oh, Walker once again. Mark, what makes him so tough to guard?
Crafty, the ability to get to his spot anywhere on the floor, whether it be pick and roll or isolation. So skilled with that basketball and a flat-out scorer. Came into the league with the ability to do that.
4th turnover for Miami. Walker for 3. A much improved three-point shooter this year. Shot a career high from downtown. Whiteside fakes. Comes up way short. Johnson now picks up Walker. Scoots inside again. Layup. Gets it a ball. And Eric Spoelstra wants a timeout.
You want to have guys that can take over the basketball game, that simply say with their body language, hit me the rock and get out of my way. Kemba putting on a show early for the Bobcats, getting to his spot, making plays like Tarzan. Kemba!
That I believe that we're starting to do here is get the old fan base back. You know, this is becoming a difficult place to come and play again like it used to be when they had Larry Johnson and Alonzo and Muggsy, Dell. And I think winning these games would go a long way towards, you know, making us more relevant in a team that they can be more proud of. So I think there's a lot of aspects besides winning that are critical.
Well, this series has produced their first playoff victory in 14 years, first road playoff victory in 14 years, and now 1 win away from their first playoff series victory in 14 years. And off to an excellent start as Dwayne Wade hits his 2nd field goal. And Steve Clifford, such a big part of the turnaround. Maybe as underrated a coach as there is in the league in his 3rd year. This is his 2nd trip to the playoffs with this club. Wade on the steal. Falls down. Kaminsky picks it up. And a foul on Gerald Green, who just came in. Green hasn't played a heck of a lot in this series, but gets a first quarter call. And Clifford, Jeff, your former assistant, both in New York and Houston, worked for your brother in Orlando. Did you know back then he had a chance to be this good?
Yeah, I actually watched him coach when I was a Knicks coach at Adelphi, Division II school right outside New York. Unbelievable, brilliant coach with also a brilliant demeanor to deal with the ups and downs of professional basketball. And he, as much as any person, has made Charlotte relevant. You know, they were one of the most They just weren't a good organization. And now they have some stability in the coaching ranks. They have good depth. And they have a team that they can be very proud of.
Shot clock down to 4. Green playing off Walker, daring him to shoot. Throws up the 3. And Luol Deng grabs it. A couple of turnovers for Charlotte. Unlike them, they are, during the regular season, they were the best in the NBA at fewest turnovers, and they're second in the playoffs. They do not beat themselves in terms of turnovers. Green finds Deng. Kaminsky stays with him nicely. The rookie Richardson in. Deng steps back and nails the three-pointer. Luol Deng with 9 points on 4 of 6 from the field. Jeremy Lin has come on. Lin has been just tremendous off the bench. And Steve Clifford wants a full timeout. 3:14 remaining here in the first. 7 straight points for the Heat to tie it up.
Give it to me, I'm worth it.
Toronto at 1 Eastern for the Eastern Conference game, and then the second game, either a Game 7 in LA or a Game 1 in Oakland. A 3:30 Eastern time start for that one. Our coverage begins NBA Countdown at 12:30. Lin to Batum. Zeller also in there as well. The bench for Charlotte, instrumental in this series, especially Jeremy Lin. Misses that one. Lin actually has the best plus-minus on the team in the series. Wade, quick move. Beautiful move from Dwayne Wade.
That's why it's so important to have superstars in games that matter. I mean, Dwayne Wade has been stellar this first quarter, setting the tone when it seemed like they were about to be blown out. Quality offensive trips. You need guys like Wade.
And I just love how he's going into the post, putting maximum pressure on the defense.
Lee trying to get it down to Cody Zeller. Whiteside picks up his second foul, went for the fake. And Whiteside's going to have to come out of the game right away, just walks to the bench.
You've got to be smarter. That situation, you allow Zeller to shoot that basketball and you live with the result. You don't want to pick up your second foul. Not that it's important, but you've done your job defensively.
Zeller hits the first. Whiteside with 3 rebounds and a block shot already, but the 2 fouls will keep him on the bench for a bit.
And it's very interesting, Mike. Miami, last game changed to McRoberts being the first big instead of Stoudemire. They've also changed tonight with Gerald Green coming in before Winslow to give more spacing to Dwayne Wade. If Winslow's in, they're doubling him on those post-ups.
McRoberts can shoot from the outside, help with the spacing as well. Green, who can be a real offensive threat, and a hell ball. Once again, fine defense from Charlotte.
Kaminsky's continued to improve. Good strip. And the jump ball. And with that type of defense, Mark Jackson, you can have a nickname of Frank the Tank.
I wasn't even paying attention. Let me tell you why. Because I looked down at my man, Allen Iverson, the Hall of Famer, is to our left. That's basketball royalty right there, showing us some love.
Going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this summer. As Lin goes back, Zeller shot, bounces, won't go. Good rebound in traffic from Richardson.
I don't know what went on in practice with the 76ers. I do know what went on in the games. That guy came ready to play every single night.
We talking about the game.
Green misfires.
I had to face him in playoff series, multiple ones.
That's not a favorable matchup.
I agree.
It's under a minute and a half. Here's Josh Richardson. Another impressive rookie as Deng drives. Deng finishes. Luol Deng, 11 first quarter points.
By the way, we did win all the series, by the way. Just don't get it twisted now.
Miami shooting 59% from the field. After the 3 straight games struggling offensively. Zeller left-handed on a nice feed from Jeremy Lin.
He's very good without the ball, either rolling to the rim or cutting. A terrific cut and a nice find by Lynn.
4 points off the bench for Zeller. Nick Roberts, Richardson. This rookie, they are so high on Richardson. Terrific defensive player, and has really come on as the season has progressed.
The thing I love about him most, he competes at a high level. He competes. Find guys that compete. You can teach them the rest of the stuff.
Ball knocked out of bounds. And there is Allen Iverson, part of this year's Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame class.
Now, I'm going to tell you what, too, a misunderstood guy. Quality guy. You know, whatever you want to say. I know when I faced him, every time I saw him, it was nothing but love and respect. The guy is an incredible competitor and an all-time great basketball player.
Zeller again. Lynn, this time Lee and Zeller. And Cody Zeller off the bench with 6 points. About a 4.5 second difference between shot clock and game clock. Charlotte does have a foul to give here. Winslow will set the high screen. Dragic steps back, his jumper, got it. Final seconds. Lynn fires it up, and that will end the first quarter as Miami shoots 63% from the field. Luol Deng leading the way. Meanwhile, Kemba Walker got it going early for Charlotte. They had a 7-point lead. He had 9. But Luol Deng with 11 points. And it's Miami with the first quarter advantage.
This is our McAllister's Deli Lucky.
Well, obviously a very settled atmosphere, particularly in the huddles. They love these type of games and this kind of competition. You got two very good teams. That helps everybody get through it.
Kemba Walker got off to a very fast start. What's the most difficult aspect to deal with?
Yeah, where do you start? I mean, he's great in transition, pick and rolls. You never know which way he's going, but that's competition. You just have to find a way to overcome it.
Sure, thank you. Mike.
All right, Doris, foul away from the ball against Miami. It's the most points the Heat have scored in a quarter since the first quarter of Game 3. Again, the struggles in Games 3, 4, and 5. Jeff, what's the difference offensively? It's just a matter of making shots?
Well, the rookies have struggled from the floor. Richardson and Winslow. Dragic has underperformed. And so, and listen, Charlotte doesn't look like an imposing defense, but they're very, very good defensively.
Walker gets in the paint, can't finish that time. And Richardson comes the other way. Richardson, Winslow, the two rookies out there with Johnson, Roberts, and Dragic. And a foul call. Batum over aggressive on his post defense on Joe Johnson will pick up his first foul.
And to me, that's a huge difference. Their mindset. They're looking to post up smaller. Dwayne Wade on the block. How many times we saw that possession? Joe Johnson on the block. They're putting pressure on Charlotte and putting guys in better position to be threats offensively.
Not just settling for jumpers. And they have really struggled from the perimeter. McRoberts gets a good open look. Way short. Lynn gets in the paint. Can't finish the play. Dragic had it, lost it. And then a loose ball foul is going to go against Dragic. That's going to be his second personal. So Dragic and Whiteside each with 2.
Jeremy Lin, though, he has really outperformed his contract this year. A terrific addition. The ability to get in the paint, draw the bigs, and open up offensive rebounding lanes. Marvin Williams is a hard-playing guy, but has really struggled from the floor, except in Games 3 and 5.
At 17 in Game 5. Lynn, by the way, 2-year, $4.3 million deal. That is a bargain the way he has played. Lynn tied up. And a timeout call by Steve Clifford. He'll use a 20-second timeout. And we'll take a quick break. Miami, after trailing by 7, now with a 3-point lead. For Charlotte, Kemba Walker, the starter, Jeremy Lin coming off the bench. They have been a terrific tandem. They play well together. In fact, Kemba Walker was crediting Jeremy Lin, said he's just so fun to play with, takes so much of the pressure off me. Lynn has found a nice spot here in his first year in Charlotte. Lynn and Batum, some of these new faces have made such a difference for the Hornets. They've made some excellent additions. Walker, the crossover inside, blocked. Richardson, terrific defensive play. Winslow, the sidestep, blocked by Zeller. Johnson for three. Boy, two superb defensive plays. Walker the fake, Walker the drive, and the finish. Highlight plays here in Charlotte. And it's back to a 1-point lead. Batum deflects it out of bounds.
This is playoff basketball. You think you win a game at the end of the game. No, you win a game by extra effort plays, not giving up on plays. Richardson with the spectacular block of Walker, and on the other end, Zeller comes up with the same type of block.
McRoberts puts it on the floor, trying to get it to Winslow. Bad pass, 6 turnover. Here's Lynn racing up the floor, blocked by Wade. Batum right there and gets that to fall.
It's very hard right now for Miami with McRoberts and Winslow in together to open up the floor.
Richardson back to McRoberts. Drives on Zeller, spins. And McRoberts gets that one to fall. Heat back up one.
And remember, McRoberts 2 years ago in Charlotte, when he played for Charlotte, was a big factor in them going to the playoffs.
Steve Clifford, as Walker's fouled, Steve Clifford loved him. And it was his best playmaker. Wasn't healthy last year in his first year in Miami. Meanwhile, Wade with the block shot. So now tied. The guy who's in the building tonight. They both have
He owns the building. Ain't in the building.
The chairman of the Charlotte Hornets. He was so excited after the road victory. Game 5 in Miami. And he has put his faith behind Steve Clifford. Clifford said he's been extraordinary to work for. So supportive. Free throws are good. Walker with 13.
I love his passion as an owner. He's over there involved. The way he supports the guys, shows them love. Talking about a guy that can play the game of basketball.
Dwayne Wade, nice soft touch. And Wade is 4 for 5. Richardson on Walker. Finds Zeller, and Roberts just ties him up, takes a whack at him, and Zeller has been stellar off the bench.
But that's where top-notch players make other guys better. You say, well, Kemba Walker's a scoring point guard. He makes guys better. In that position, he gives Zeller a drop-off pass because of the attention paid to him, and Zeller's going to the line.
Zeller hits another. This weekend, Sunday Night Baseball brings you, of course, the great rivalry from Fenway Park, Yankees and the Red Sox. First pitch shortly after 8 Eastern, Sunday on ESPN. Free throw shooting, instrumental for Charlotte. #1 in free throw percentage in the playoffs. #2 in free throws made per game. And it's one of the reasons why they won 3 straight games where they didn't shoot over 40%. Wade, the floater.
This guy is so good. What did you have him on your all-time two-guard list?
I had him behind Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Zeller with the floater. Zeller's got 10 points in 6 minutes off the bench.
And that's with respect to Jerry West.
All the other great ones, yeah, but this guy is just so good. I mean, look at these plays he's making.
A whistle and a foul. As Winslow, or Whiteside, gets knocked down. Winslow helps him up. And we'll take a timeout. Zeller averaging just 8 points a game in the series. Has got 10 points already. 8.5 remaining here in the second.
Love the 90s show featuring Salt and
That ability to think of the moment and shrink. You know, I don't know. I've never been in the foxhole with this group in this situation. So this is the first time for all of us together. I don't want nobody to think about the moment. I want everybody to focus on the game. And this game is going to be roughly at the most 200 possessions throughout this game. Think about each possession. Think about how you're going to dominate the possession individually that can help the team.
You just don't know with the rookies. No, with Wade, and Wade and Dang have been terrific. Winslow's 20 years old, Richardson 22, those two rookies. Whiteside's 26, but this is his first ever NBA playoffs, and he's had limited experience in the league. Relying on three guys in a playoff pressure situation, not the easiest.
Yeah, and I would say this too. You don't know about some veterans too. You know, sometimes we say just young guys, but sometimes you're not sure if, you know, how the older guys are going to play as well.
Walker finds Lynn. Winslow on Lynn. Shot. I don't know if Winslow got a piece of it. Probably did. Lynn missed it by about a foot.
Well, he did. And a good job of pursuing the basketball and contesting.
Whiteside couldn't finish. Winslow right there.
So not just the extra effort on the block shot of Lynn's jump shot, but also getting after it on the offensive boards. That's the things that you're able to control as a supporting cast.
You saw Chris Bosh as Walker knocks it down. Chris Bosh cheering on the Heat bench. Hasn't played since February 9th. The blood clot. Second straight year had the blood clot. This one in his calf. Of course, the one last year was life-threatening. Went up to his lung. Bosh, though, recently on some social media making it seem like he's ready to play again. Winslow gets bumped, and Jeremy Lin will pick up the foul. First on Lin. You see Bosh put up some terrific numbers after coming back from that life-threatening blood clot. Ironically, when he went out, Eric Spoelstra kind of changed the way they played. They really became more up-tempo, played a lot of the youngsters, and in many ways it benefited them.
Well, and they moved Luol Deng to the 4, and they picked up Joe Johnson. So when you lose such a great player like Bosh, and you're able to add in a Joe Johnson, that allows you to keep the train moving.
But this just in, they're a better basketball team with a healthy Chris Bosh. That's a no-brainer.
Somebody asked me that before the game. Like, are they missing Bosh? Maybe not, forget the regular season, but when every bucket is hard in the playoffs, you think you might be missing a Hall of Fame player?
Walker steps back. Shot clock down to 8. Jeremy Lin trying to find an opening. Goes behind Zeller. Can't hit. Rebound Wade. Jeremy Lin now 0 for 6. He's been really shooting well the past 3 games.
And they've adjusted and put Justice Winslow, the bigger defender, on Lynn.
Wade, not that time. Winslow going to be called for the loose ball foul as he crashed into Jeremy Lin. Meanwhile, more on Bosh. Let's check in with Doris.
Well, perhaps for some new viewers, just to remind them of the Chris Bosh situation. He has been sidelined since February 9th. Obviously, for the Miami Heat, very little has been stated. And you should know procedurally, Mike, when a condition is perhaps career-threatening or life-threatening, it is up to the player to disseminate information. You admire that Chris wants to play, but they have been consistent, the Miami Heat organization. In fact, after some video and the tweeting you were talking about from both Adrian Bosh, Chris's wife, and Chris, the Miami Heat said prior to Game 5, there is no change in the status of Chris Bosh. They have been supportive. They obviously miss him. The only statement from Bosh's camp other than that tweet was on March 11th, that news release that basically said, listen, the situation this year was never life-threatening. I do not have deep vein thrombosis. I'm working with the Heat to find the best precautionary treatment. He said, I'm positive I will be able to return this season. Other than that, both sides remarkably quiet, Mike.
Thank you, Doris. You got to know if they felt any chance medically, as Whiteside puts it in, that he'd be able to play, he'd be out there. And obviously the Heat being very cautious.
Another great play by Wade. Charlotte's got to get to that roll of...
Oh, Whiteside comes out of nowhere to block what would have been an easy 2 for Walker. Richardson connects on the three-pointer, and Miami with their largest lead, a 6-point advantage. where you see the potential and the capabilities of Hassan Whiteside. And a smile from the young man.
The young fella impacting the game. Kimber thinks he has a wide open layup. Whiteside says, get it out of here. Not on my watch. It's a block party. Heat rolls.
Barrett will have all the NBA playoff highlights and a full breakdown of the second and third rounds of the NFL Draft. We're in Game 6, midway point of the second quarter, and Miami shooting 60% from the field. Batum to Zeller. Zeller throws it down. How about Zeller here in the first half? He's got 12.
He's great without the ball, and Whiteside made an intelligent play. Had a bad angle, didn't try to get the block, which would have been his third.
You see him, he's a 7-footer, but he's a very good athlete for his size. As evidenced by that play, Wade up and under. Boy, Wade has been magnificent as well.
At some point, Charlotte's going to have to get the basketball out of the hands of Dwayne Wade, especially in that post position. Too many good things have happened in this first half for Miami offensively.
Batum. Luol Deng grabs it. Rebounding numbers huge for Miami, 19-8 here in the first half. Shot clock at 7. Richardson on the pull-up. Marvin Williams grabs it. Mass substitutions about to come in for Charlotte. Dang all over Jeremy Lin. Well defended. Batum puts his head down. Pass inside. Blocked by Whiteside again. His third of the first half. Dang fakes, drives, can't bank it in. Whiteside keeps it alive. Well, Whiteside has had a huge impact.
With Whiteside in, every dribble penetration that brings Zeller to the ball leads to an opportunity for him to finish it up. Just too big.
A whistle and a foul as Williams drove. Foul is going to go against Richardson, his second.
You know, the block shot on one end, offensive rebound and put back on the other end. He's had an impact on this basketball game.
Miami in the penalty.
Say hello to $20 million a year. Really?
No question. And he's going to have it. I mean, he's going to have options because somebody, you know, more than one team is going to want to pay this guy big money, and he deserves it.
Well, Pat Riley will make that decision this summer. Whiteside, who's got family and friends here in the building, he's from Gastonia, North Carolina. Number 1 in the NBA in shot blocking during the regular season. He was also 3rd in rebounding, 3rd in field goal percentage.
And Mike, he was in the YMCA a year ago trying to get somebody to give him a tryout.
The YMCA here in Charlotte.
Yeah. Can I get a run at the YMCA to making $20 million in 1 year?
Unbelievable. Great story.
Well, it took him a while to get to that point where he was ready to play. Other teams tried, and he wasn't ready. Wasn't fully committed. You talk about it. He wasn't mature enough to be professional to do it the right way, but he has turned it around. And there are some nights where he just completely can dominate.
Mike, he wasn't in the league. I mean, some folks missed it.
Dang. Luol Deng with 13 points. Well, there are a lot of teams, though, that saw him and saw the potential, but he just wasn't ready yet. Went over, played in Lebanon a couple of times, in China a couple of times, quite a bit in the D-League. Jefferson fakes, spins, ducks under. There's an old man's move.
So skilled on that block. So skilled with the up and under. You got to be smooth enough to defend him and force him to take a contested shot over you.
A throwback, Al Jefferson, 6-point game. Joe Johnson has Lee on him. Johnson gets in the paint.
So you talk about, well, how is Charlotte so successful? They forced them to be a jump shooting team. The way to force them to be a jump shooting team tonight is to double team and get the ball out of the hands of Dwayne Wade, Joe Johnson in that post-up situation.
Jefferson again goes at Whiteside, shot blocked, and a jump ball. Jefferson thought he was hit. That would have been Whiteside's third foul. Instead, they'll jump it up.
And I like this move by Eric Spoelstra, getting ready to put Haslam in the basketball game for Whiteside, trying to protect him from picking up the foul.
Whiteside with 4 blocks now, but he also has 2 fouls.
Again, looks like you're getting an easy one block shot, not giving up on a play. Energy and effort. Then on the other end, off the pressure of defending Dwayne Wade, diving to the cup. Offensive rebound, putback. This is the type of energy and effort that will force a game 7. Not a half of it, 48 minutes of it.
Whiteside has really made it difficult down low. Now they gave that last block shot to him and a jump ball. They gave it to Whiteside. We looked at the replay again. It looked like Winslow actually had the block. So Whiteside, they were going to take him out, but because he's part of the jump ball, he has to stay in for this. Eric Spoelstra wanted to make sure he didn't pick up his 3rd foul. Winslow comes out of the batted pack and throws it down. It's a 10-point Miami lead. .62% from the field, the Heat shooting. Batum, kick though.
And it's the little things. Winslow comes up with a loose ball off the jump ball and easy hoops. That's how you wind up shooting type of field goal percentage they're shooting in his first half.
For a 20-year-old, he has such maturity about him. Dwayne Wade says he's a 32-year-old trapped in a 20-year-old's body. Just so impressed with his poise for such a young player. Shot clock at 5. Batum steps back, can't hit the 3. And a loose ball foul will go against Miami. Udonis Haslam grabbing the jersey. And more free throws now for Charlotte. They're 12 for 12 from the line. Again, their free throw shooting has been critical for them. Haslam's first. Jefferson, his first free throws. Charlotte for the series, 82% from the line. Got the Toyota halftime coming up. Doug and Jalen and Sage. Star watch here in Charlotte as Kemba Walker and Dwayne Wade performing well. And the Pacers facing elimination. Toronto was up 4 at halftime in game 6 of that series. And now Indiana has turned it around in the 3rd and lead by 5. And you see the score up in your right corner. That game on ESPN News. Johnson fighting to get free. Johnson, head fake, another one. Gets Williams up in the air, shot won't go, but a foul. And Joe Johnson will shoot 2 as Williams picks up his 2nd.
Now you can fall in love with ball movement and all that. There comes a point in time, some teams it does not fit. If Miami tried to play that style, they'd be in trouble tonight. They've slowed it down, got the basketball in the hands of Wade, Joe Johnson, post-up situations, just simple basketball, controls the pace, and gets them quality offense.
Johnson, who signed with the team back in February after getting that buyout by the Brooklyn Nets. Another one of the several Heat players going to be an unrestricted free agent. Minor McCutcheon going over to check with something at the Scorers Stadium.
He should officiate every game in the playoffs. Seriously, fly him game to game.
Give him a charter? Yeah.
What the, much money is our league's making? Yeah, give him a charter.
He is amongst many coaches, GMs, players, and media as well, considered the best referee in the NBA right now. Walker. Jefferson can't get at the ball, and Johnson the rebound. Charlotte shooting 39%. Miami 62%. Johnson kicks it out. Luol Deng connects on a three. They're 4 of 5 from downtown. It's a 13-point lead.
And it shows you the luxury of going to get Joe Johnson before the trade deadline. The ability to run offense through him as Wade rests.
Winslow, excellent defense, and then gathers the rebound. Rebounding numbers 23-9 in favor of Miami. They're going to wait that offensive foul as Walker draws the charge on Johnson. His first.
And coming in, there's full body contact, but was Walker sliding in before he started the upward motion?
It looked like he was sliding in just a bit at the end.
You're the only one over here that's a top 20 ref. What are you seeing?
That's so funny. No point guard on the floor right now for the Miami Heat.
Batum misses, but is fouled. You saw the Hornets bench jump up as the whistle came a split second late. And Nick Batum will go to the line. Batum, who was at the hospital all night, and his fiancée welcomed their very first child. They had a baby boy last night. Able to make it the shoot around this morning. Congratulations on the new dad. Named the boy Aiden. Batum, who Steve Clifford calls the quarterback of the offense. He is such a versatile player. His first year here with the Charlotte Hornets, averaged a career high 15 a game, almost 6 assists, 6 rebounds. Terrific all-around player.
And you talk about Miami not having a point guard. It doesn't matter because throughout the course of this first half, they put the ball in Dwayne Wade's hands and utilized him offensively as the point guard.
Wade looking for the opening. The floater. Not that time. Jefferson grabs it. Walker scoots inside. Batum at first didn't want to shoot it. Johnson got a piece of it. Batum still put it in. And it's back to 9. And Eric Spoelstra wants to use his 22nd timeout. Back-to-back buckets from Charlotte as we wind down the first half here in Game 6. 90 in each of games 3, 4, and 5, shooting 39%. They have erupted here in the first 2 quarters on the road in an elimination game, playing with that desperation that you expected, Jeff.
Not just desperation, Mike, with skill. Getting the ball into their best players' hands, and their Luol Deng coming through, Wade coming through, Joe Johnson coming through, Whiteside coming through.
Mark, what have you seen as the biggest difference from what they've done in the past 3 where they've struggled?
They've controlled the pace by getting high percentage shots. Just simple basketball. They're posting up their best players and putting it in their hands and allowing them to make the proper decisions.
Wade, Green, short. Jefferson the rebound, final seconds. Walker fakes. Back out, and Lee does not get it off in time. It would not have counted. And that ends the first half. Miami Heat facing elimination, looking to force a Game 7. Got huge performances from their veterans. Luol Deng, 7 of 10. Wade, a little bit of everything. And they get some fine defense. 4 block shots from Hassan Whiteside. 2 quarters complete here in Game 6. Heat lead by 9. Stay tuned for the Toyota halftime coming up after these messages.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs, brought to you by State Farm. We agree, but you don't.
The NBA playoffs on ESPN. The fans are going wild. What are they thinking? What a wild finish.
Really? Why you gotta play me like that? Check out your dog. Nice chain.
That's cold, man.
The secret life of pets.
Welcome back to Charlotte, Game 6 of this opening round playoff series. Hornets looking to advance to the second round. Miami trying to hold off elimination. Our first half stats brought to you by Kia. Boy, the Heat playing like a team that wants to force that Game 7. 60% from the field and a 23-11 rebounding edge. Meanwhile, Charlotte getting it done at the free throw line and keeping their turnovers low to keep this one close. But a 9-point lead right now for Miami. Hi again, everyone, with Mark and Jeff. Mike Breen on end. We'll check in with Doris in just a moment. You guys talked about what has to happen for Miami to get back offensively like they did in the first couple of games. And, boy, you look at what Dang and what Wade did. Your veterans were leading the way.
Well, those guys have been in big moments before, and they certainly anticipated what it was going to be like tonight, and they capitalized in the first half.
It's tonight's winning ingredients brought to you by McDonald's.
Talking about Luol Deng, they got it done on the defensive end. Spots a loose basketball. Go after it. He gets after it, winds up with a high percentage shot on the other end because of his energy and effort. Guys making plays for one another. Knockdown jumper in the corner. And then your superstar player. You back up off him, you dare him to knock down shots, disrespecting greatness. Wade capitalized to knock down mid-range jump shot, then got to his spot time and time again in post-up situations. Both guys, stellar first half for the Heat.
The two of them 13 of 19 from the field. Meanwhile, with Charlotte, Kemba Walker's been the man all season long. It's been a great balanced attack, but he's their guy, and he played like that in the first half.
And like you said, Mike, they played brilliant offensively. 16 for 16 from the line, only 2 turnovers. Walker 6 for 12, 15 points. Jet quickness has really improved his three-point range, and his ability in the open floor to finish is tremendous. Now, defensively, they have to have an answer for the postgame of Dwayne Wade and Joe Johnson. When do they double? Do they double? And how do they double?
Courtney Lee down the lane, throws it behind Jefferson. Whiteside had a big impact defensively with the 4 blocks. This time Jefferson scores on him, his 3rd field goal.
This is a crucial part of the ball game for both teams. Charlotte getting back into this game, and if you're Miami, you want to keep the jab in their face. Keep a comfortable lead.
Johnson can't get that to fall. Remember in Game 5, Miami had a 7-point lead in the 4th quarter at home and couldn't hold on. Walker stumbles a bit. That's going to be a backcourt violation. Goes out of bounds first as we check in with Doris Burke.
Mike, when I asked Steve Clifford his biggest concern on the defensive end of the floor, he said, 1, we didn't control the ball. 2, we were late on rotations. He said, frankly, from both an individual and scheme standpoint, we were bad. He said, we were reverting back to games 1 and games 2, where we were happy to try to outscore the Heat. He said, frankly, we're simply not that team.
Also, not to turn it over. They just turned it over there, but only the 3rd one. Thank you, Doris. Wade has Leon. Wade spins, fires, misses. Kaminsky, the board.
In the first half, Dwayne Wade on his post-ups got all the way to the basket. That time, Courtney Lee, much better individual defense.
Big height advantage for Kaminsky here. Shot blocked by Dang. Boy, we have seen some sensational rejections here in Game 6. That's the 9th total, 7th by Miami. Kaminsky knocked it away. And Joe Johnson fouls Kemba Walker to stop the break. That's the 3rd foul on Joe Johnson.
I'm looking at this Miami Heat team, and what has happened to Goran Dragic? I mean, there were times when you could not contain this guy in half-court sets in transition. He's got to find a way to get back to that guy for them to have a legitimate chance, not just in this series, but they need his offense. He's too good to play this type of basketball offensively.
It has been really an up-and-down series for him as Kaminsky moved his pivot foot. They had 2 turnovers the entire first half. They've had 2 in the first 2 minutes of the 3rd.
Steve Kerr is at home tonight, excited that a travel call was called in an NBA playoff game.
Dragic picked up by Jefferson. Keeps his dribble alive. Hits the bottom of the backboard. And deflected out of bounds, though, by one of the Hornets. 13 to shoot for Miami. Dragic tonight, just 2 points, 1 assist in 13 minutes.
And going to Mark's point, they gave up a lot to get him. 2 first-round picks. I believe he signed a contract averaging $18 million.
$90 million total. Dang with 5 to shoot. Back up top, Johnson, a long three-pointer. That's good. They haven't taken many threes, but they've hit almost all of them. They're 5 of 6 from three-point range. Walker. Marvin Williams. Williams, I guess you mentioned earlier, Jeff, he was terrific in Game 5. Other than that, and a little bit in Game 3, he has really struggled shooting. Dang, one dribble. 18 points for Luol Deng and a 12-point lead for Miami.
Does a good job of not settling for the three-point contested shot. Puts the ball on the floor, one dribble pull-up.
Williams back up. Walker trying to draw the foul, and he banks it in. How about that three-pointer for Kemba Walker? He just threw it at the basket in many ways because he thought he was going to get a whistle.
Love to take a look at that. It looked like there was some contact on that shot.
Dragic gets a good look. Can't connect, way off. And Dang unable to track it down.
See Kemba Walker comes off that screen and roll. It's not contact to me.
No, that's a good no call. That's a contortion, an exaggeration, and a nice job to me by the referees not biting on that.
A contortion like that. Walker to the basket. Beautiful feed for Jefferson. Jefferson with a couple of buckets here early in the third. Crowd back into it. Johnson poked away from behind off the foot of Jefferson. 6 to shoot now for Miami. Eric Spoelstra calls out a play from the bench. Wade, catch and shoot. Not that time. Ripped down by Williams and a quick outlet to Lee. Good transition defense for Miami. Now Jefferson and Whiteside banging. Whiteside backing up. Jefferson can't get it to fall. Whiteside almost pulled the chair out from under him. Crowd wanted a pond. Wade, the spin move, misses the layup. Whiteside can't get it at first. And a loose ball foul against the Heat.
Well, that's a bad call to me. Whiteside going for that offensive rebound, gets the basketball. Take a look, the missed layup. That's a bad call to me.
That's his third foul on Whiteside. How he reacts to the bad calls or what he views as a bad call, important. Jefferson just leveled Wade on a screen. Walker in and out. Halfway down for Kemba Walker. Many in this crowd on their feet here through most of the third period. Dang. 8 to shoot. Dragic can't get it to fall. Dragic just 1 of 5 from the field. Walker drives, goes right at Whiteside and can't finish. He wanted a foul. The crowd obviously wanted a foul. Dragic gets hammered, and he'll shoot a couple of free throws. Walker looks exhausted there.
Right now, I think Charlotte's not doing a good job managing their frustrations. Clearly a foul on Kaminsky.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs. Brought to you by the next generation Kia Optima, official vehicle of the NBA. Burger King. Now get 10 chicken nuggets for $1.49 only at BK. And Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Push button, get mortgage.
To the second round of the NBA playoffs for the first time since 2002. Raptors trying to do the same thing tonight, although they're trailing badly in Game 6 in Indiana. And Charlotte, 48-34 during the regular season. They were one of the best home teams, 30-11, third best home record in the Eastern Conference. And a chance to clinch this series tonight on the home floor as Michael Jordan anxiously watches. And after trailing by as many as 13, they've cut it to 7. Dragic to the line for 2. Just 2 points for Dragic, who shot 48% during the regular season, but is shooting just 36% in this series. Averaged 14 a game during the regular season. Always has been an excellent shooter. Just not in rhythm so far. Perfect from the free throw line there.
And right now, Charlotte has to get an infusion of offense. They have 3 guys in their 8-man rotation who have not made a field goal.
Marvin Williams, one of them. Walker trying to get away from Dragic. Picked up by Luol Deng. High arcing shot short. Boy, Deng always does a good job of contesting.
You can take for granted what he does on winning basketball teams. All those years in Chicago, it's a steady influence and doing the same thing for this Miami Heat team.
Gets a good look there. Deng now 8 for 12 from the field. 9-point lead as we get to the halfway point of quarter number 3. Jefferson.
That's excellent offense by the Hornets. The pick and roll was a decoy. They throw it back to Kaminsky. Well-timed duck in by Jefferson and a good delivery by Kaminsky.
Jefferson's come alive here in the third, 6 of his 12. Wade. Dragic from the baseline. Jefferson now 12.7 rebounds. Shot clock at 6. Walker dribbles it off his foot. Deng on him again on the switch. Walker on the drive. Oh, beautiful crossover. And no help at all. It's back to 5.
What an explosive move. In 6 seconds, you realize it, you just put your head down and make a play.
Deng quiets the crowd. 21 for Deng, 20 for Kemba Walker.
You look and you say, well, great shot by Deng. I say great play by Joe Johnson.
Walker! This time, Dragic called for it. Walker tried it earlier and didn't get the whistle. But this time, Goran Dragic picks up his third, and it's going to be 3 free throws. And they haven't missed a free throw tonight, 16 for 16. Walker in this series has taken 29 free throws. He's missed 1. Monty McCutcheon making sure the three-pointer. Explaining the call to Goran Dragic, who obviously disagrees. Yep.
Right call made. And clearly behind the line.
Kemba Walker, 2 for 2 from the line. Coming up next on ESPN, Game 6 from Portland. The Blazers trying to eliminate the Clippers. And Saturday TNT, what a series that's going to be. Oklahoma City and San Antonio. They'll start in Texas with Game 1 at 8:30. And Sunday on ABC, we'll have a doubleheader, an East Coast game and a West Coast game. Going to be either in Miami or Toronto, that one Eastern game. More and more looking like it's going to be Game 7 in that series. Whether or not that's the game at one still to be determined. Walker hits another. Jeremy Lin comes in. Lin in that first half, 0 for 6 from the field. He has been so instrumental in this series.
And Courtney Lee, even though he hasn't added any scoring, has been their best defender on Wade. How does Lin respond to the challenge of guarding Wade?
Well, Miami, I'm putting Dwayne Wade on the block. I'm taking advantage of that matchup.
Timeout, Eric Spoelstra. Kemba Walker with 23. Dwayne Wade still hasn't scored here in the third. It's a 5-point game.
As a coach, you know, you have to manage so many egos and, you know, all different type of guys, and, you know, it can be tough. But with Cliff, I mean, he's so honest that you have to like him. You know, he doesn't shy away from anything. And then he's just a basketball junkie. He works so hard. You know, he just came here from day one and changed the culture right away. You know, he just brought a winning attitude, and he just made us believe.
Now Steve Clifford has that support, not just from Walker, but the whole team. In his third year as head coach here with Charlotte. Prior to being a head coach in the NBA, the only other 2 head coaching jobs he had, he was a high school coach in Maine, and as you mentioned earlier, Jeff, at Delphi on Long Island in New York. But boy, did he pay his dues. 13 years as an assistant in the NBA. And what a fantastic job he's done here. Dang. Stolen by Walker. To Lin. Lin to the basket. Won't go. And Gerald Green able to come away with it. Green forces it on the follow. Caroms it off the backboard. And it's going to be Charlotte ball.
Mike, how about this move by Steve Clifford? Brings in Troy Daniels. Seldom use Troy Daniels, but I tell you, the guy can shoot the basketball. So if you're Miami, you better pay attention to game plan disciplines and understand how he can hurt you.
Daniels has played 7 minutes in this series. He's only taken 3 shots and has hit 1 of them. He had some playoff heroics for Houston a couple of years ago when they played against Portland. 6 to shoot. Jefferson scoots inside and a foul. 3-point game. Whiteside is 4th personal foul.
Al Jefferson gets away with the hook. Hooks the body of Whiteside. Gets the end one, but you say, why Troy Daniels on the floor? Well, now you got shooting around the pick and roll of Kemba Walker or the post up of Al Jefferson. Puts the Miami Heat in a tough dilemma.
Jefferson 8 points here in this third quarter. Whiteside, who was so engaged in that first half, a little frustrated as Jefferson throws up a brick. That's the first miss from the line. Charlotte had hit their first 19 free throws.
And with Jefferson in, Haslam instead of McRoberts to guard Jefferson in the low post.
Wade spinning, falling away. Not that time. Fight for the rebound. Inside. Haslam can't get it. The tip won't go. Out of bounds. Last touch by Charlotte.
And all of a sudden right now, the Miami Heat having a tough time scoring the basketball. And you talked about it, Coach. The difference with Wade is his post-ups now all of a sudden further out on the perimeter, not getting the same looks.
They've only scored 10 points the entire quarter, 3 for 16 after exploding in the first half. Dragic gets a good open look. Just his second field goal, but a big one for Miami with 3 minutes to go in the third.
Good recognition, realizing that Wade was being fronted. Does a great job setting the screen, and Dragic turns the corner.
Back to Jefferson. Haslam a good defender, but Jefferson with a height advantage. 10 third quarter points for Al Jefferson.
The height advantage doesn't matter. He's a legitimate post scorer.
Wade, the spin. 6 to shoot as the ball deflected out of bounds.
And give Jeremy Lin a lot of credit. Individual defense, took the bumps, played the second move as Wade spun baseline. And I like this move, getting Joe Johnson back in the game.
And Winslow as well. Dang gets a breather. Gerald Green comes out. Green 0 for 5 in 8 minutes. Marvin Williams returns for Charlotte. Daniels with a quick stint.
And it's because Joe Johnson is too big for Daniels.
Blocking foul call on Walker. First on Kemba Walker. Not in the penalty. Crowd reacting. Only the second team foul. Crowd reacting to the replay on the big screen. Wade kicks it out. Winslow up top. Dragic open three. Too strong. Rebound fought for. Winslow had it, and a loose ball foul will go against Charlotte. Again, they're not in the penalty yet. As Jeremy Lin gets his second personal.
And I thought Kemba Walker got away with a mistake rotating to Winslow in the corner. To me, you have to stun at Winslow and make him shoot the ball from range.
Wade scoreless here in this third quarter. He's 0 for 4 from the field. Gets it. Pass out to Dragic. Dragic leans in. Nice runner from Goran Dragic. All of a sudden becoming more aggressively Mark offensively.
That's the way he's got to play. And you can't be frustrated with missing a shot.
Walker throws it away. Just the 5th turnover from Charlotte. Courtney Lee will enter. And Walker's going to get his breather. Richardson returns from Miami.
And at the same time, Eric Spoelstra gives Dwayne Wade his breather. Both coaches trying to rest their superstar, leaving him something in the tank when it matters most.
Well, you don't see Spoelstra smiling like that during a game very often. Dragic gets inside again. Winslow back to Dragic. Haslam up top. Johnson for 3. Off the mark. Lin and Dragic. Lin gets in the paint. Tied up. Back out. Kaminsky. And Haslam comes flying in for the rebound. Under a minute remaining here in the third. Offensive foul on Joe Johnson, who knew it. 4 fouls on Johnson. As Marvin Williams with some strong defense. Tenth turnover for Miami. Courtney Lee. Rebounding numbers 34-19, plus 15 for Miami. Yet their lead is just 5. Dragic banks it in. Goran Dragic has come alive. He's got 8 points here in the third.
He's had too much success in this league as an offensive weapon to just be a regular guy out on the floor.
Shot clock turned off. Jeremy Lin, fouled by Haslam. Lin has been to the free throw line more times than anybody in this series. He's 4 for 4 here tonight.
Well, he seeks contact. You know, people don't think of him as an athlete. This guy is a rocket athlete with the ball. He's big, he's strong, and he's unafraid to take contact.
Last 3 games in these 3 wins, he's averaged almost 17 a game. He has 5 points tonight, all from the free throw line.
You have him at 0 for 7, Courtney Lee 0 for 1, and Marvin Williams 0 for 4.
Now Charlotte has a foul to give here with clock winding down. Dragic gets inside, steps back, shot is up, won't go, and that will end the third quarter. Miami went up by as many as 12. Charlotte cut it to 3 as the Hornets looking to clinch their first playoff series in 14 years. But Goran Dragic trying to help Miami force the game 7. Fourth quarter coming up from Charlotte.
Frustrated with your
young is what they told us, the way that they mold us, perfect way.
Better, it was better. And we got our post-up game going there a little bit too. So, we got to be concentrated on the right things here. If we get focused, get back locked into the ball, our rotations, then we'll have a chance.
What do you need on the offensive end?
Well, Al gets going, that'll help. We need to get a little bit of a catch-and-shoot game going. Nick hurt his ankle again, so he's not in. But we need another way to get some offense.
Steve, thank you. Mike.
All right, Doris. Nick Batum, who hurt that left foot, left ankle in Game 2, as Wade misses. Now, they haven't said he's not able to return. He just hasn't come back in. They're also without Hawes, as Hawes out for the game with a knee injury. We're hearing that now Batum is doubtful. Zeller back in. Zeller was fabulous in that first half. He had 12 points. Walker steps back. Can't hit. Haslam the rebound. Dragic, Richardson, Winslow, Haslam, and Wade. Good defense from Walker on Richardson. Pass inside to Haslam. Stripped. Picked up by Zeller. Great hands. Stolen by Richardson. Inside to Wade. Bank shot, he misses. Wade is now 0 for 6 in the second half. He hasn't scored. Lynn gets inside, steps back. That's good. His first field goal. He was 0 for 7.
Well, without Batum, they need Jeremy Lin in a big, big way.
Lynn kicks it out. Lynn has been one of the key scorers in these 3 straight victories. Batum, as we just mentioned, doubtful after re-injuring that left foot and ankle. Dragic, the floater, grabs his own rebound, misses the putback. Haslam comes up with it. Haslam is fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line. He's only taken 2 free throws the entire series.
And he's giving them quality minutes. In the absence of Whiteside picking up, getting in foul trouble, Haslam has been a monster on the boards, played stellar defense, even that tough shot by Jeremy Lin just recently.
The 3-time champion knocks down the free throw. Want to own a piece of NBA history? Visit auctions.nba.com to bid on your favorite player's game-worn jersey and other authentic memorabilia. Auctions.nba.com, your premier source for NBA memorabilia. Haslam, who had just 1 point through the first 5 games, hits 2 free throws there. And Whiteside set to check back in. Jeremy Lin goes at Haslam. Offensive foul. The veteran Haslam making big plays at both ends.
I'd like to see if that was in the restricted area.
He's shaken up and he got hit in the groin. Lin picks up his 3rd foul.
Driving it hard. No, he's outside it. Udonis Haslam. Terrific team defender.
Dragic to Winslow. Open 3. He's been struggling from there as Walker gets the rebound. Walker sees an opening, goes right at Haslam, and lays it in. 25 for Walker. Wade passed up a shot, then hits the contested shot. His first field goal of the second half.
You can't play better defense than Courtney Lee just played. That's a tough shot by Dwayne Wade.
Williams falls down. Richardson thought he had a steal. Instead picks up his third personal. First team foul against Miami as Whiteside and Dang come back in.
Oh, that's contact from Zeller. That's a bad call.
Yep. It was Walker who bumped into his own teammate.
Did Richardson just bite the ball?
Yes, he did. Shot clock at 5. Walker crossover gets inside. Can't get that to go. Zeller the rebound. And a new 24 for Charlotte. Williams has Wade on him. Gets inside. On the follow, Courtney Lee. His first bucket.
And has he had big offensive rebounds in this series? They have to account for him on the offensive glass.
His offensive rebounds, the two biggest plays of games 4 and 5. Whiteside, nice move across the lane.
That's a big basket by Whiteside. Crowd going crazy. You're fresh off a knockdown shot. He stops the bleeding.
Marvin Williams fakes, drives, stripped by Wade. Excellent recovery. Dwayne Wade lost it. Lee with the steal. Jeremy Lin. Offensive foul as Dang got back and drew the charge. And that's 4 on Jeremy Lin. Boy, we're seeing some big-time defensive plays here in the second half.
Great defense by Courtney Lee. And a return, great defensive play by Dang.
7 here tonight. Can the Clippers force a game 7? Not if Damian Lillard has anything to say about it. That's the second game of our doubleheader. Mike Tirico, UV Brown, getting ready for that game 6 from Portland. Meanwhile, Luol Deng, 21 points. Jeremy Lin just picked up his 4th foul in a 5-point game. Now, game 7 would be Sunday afternoon in Miami.
And Kemba Walker taking a break right now.
Dragic tied up, finds Joe Johnson, extra pass, Richardson, short. Zeller did an excellent job. Richardson gets it back, and they'll reset.
Miami has been very quick to the loose balls and the long rebounds.
Dragic inside. Beautiful move from Dragic and a little extra spin on the ball.
And you're not looking at him saying, well, he's playing over his head. No, this is who he is. This is why he got paid the big bucks.
Lin to Zeller, and Whiteside. I don't know what Whiteside's complaining about. He just hammered him. That's 5 fouls on Whiteside.
Not a smart play by Whiteside.
See Eric Spoelstra, the look on his face tells it all.
Well, that looks actually fairly clean. But I would say this, he should never try to strip low. When you can go up and alter shots like he can, it just brings too many other factors into the game, and that he has to sit out now.
Okay. He didn't want to come out. Had something to say. Juwan Howard, who's been a kind of a mentor to him. See the frustration on Whiteside. 5 fouls.
How about Chris Bosh going over to him, talking to him? The advantage of having a guy like Chris Bosh still engaged on that sideline.
Wow, Zeller misses both free throws. They had hit their first 19, but they're 2 for 5 since then. Dragic draws the foul as Lynn took a shot to the face. They're calling on the pass, so they'll take it out of bounds. And that's 5 fouls on Jeremy Lin.
And it's the problems that Dragic creates. At his best, he was a poor man's Manu Ginobili. And I say that with all due respect, but kept you so off balance, created contact, had the herky-jerky offensive moves. He's a tremendous weapon, and he has it going for the Heat in Game 6.
Lynn sits down. Again, Batum has not returned.
Think about it, Mike. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out for the season. Batum hurting. Lynn in foul trouble. What is the answer for Charlotte right now?
Dang fakes and drives. Nice feed inside to Haslam. Haslam shot blocked by Zeller. And Kaminsky picks it up. Courtney Lee. Walker. And foul by Haslam. Walker, that herky-jerky way he drives to the basket makes him so tough to defend and keeps the defense off balance. Oh, he sold that pretty well. As Haslam picks up his third. Zeller sits down. Al Jefferson back in. Jefferson had a big third quarter. Good ball denial from Richardson. 5-second violation. And they credit, again, Richardson on his ball denial of Kemba Walker was critical there.
Great defense. But right now, if I'm the Miami Heat, I'm staying in high pick and roll with Dragic. They're getting quality offense off of the traps, getting to the seams and make plays for one another.
Boy, you don't see those called very often. Dragic again. Pouring Dragic.
He's got it going. He's tough to defend in transition and in pick and roll, playing with extreme confidence right now.
And the crowd, they're not booing their team, they're booing the officials. They didn't like that last call as Goran Dragic has come alive. 12 of his 14 here in the second half. Miami up 9 as they try and force a Game 7.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs. Brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
But he's got it going in this second half, looking to make plays, getting into the seams, whether it be pick and roll or isolation, playing with tremendous confidence, very aggressive, creating a lot of problems for this Charlotte Hornets defense. It was so stellar early on in this series lately, containing him, but he's having his way in this second half.
Dragic in his 8th year out of Slovenia. He grew up playing soccer and tennis. He's a big Rafael Nadal fan. Then he grew to love basketball, loved Steve Nash. Watched the NBA Finals at home at 3 a.m. It's the only time I could watch him. And now playing for the Miami Heat, trying to get into the Game 7 on Sunday.
They don't have DVDs in Slovenia?
I guess not. Jefferson back up top. Walker fakes the three. Richardson recovers. Walker drives again, gets inside. Oh, what a move from Kemba Walker.
That's making something out of nothing right there.
Walker's got 27. Dragic blocked. Ball knocked loose. Lee able to save it.
But they moved up on that one instead of dropping back like they normally do with Al Jefferson. Trapped him a little bit right there.
Marvin Williams. 85-78. Luol Deng says, let's reset. Dragic tied up, throws it out. Johnson's going to have to put it up, a long three-pointer. And Jefferson grabs his 8th rebound and hurts himself a bit, comes up hobbling. Just over 4.5 remaining.
Somebody besides Walker's got to make a shot.
Trying to post up Al Jefferson and has him doing a great job of fronting him.
Walker fires away, and he hits it, a three-pointer! Kemba Walker from downtown, it's a 4-point game. 30 points for Walker.
Step back, Jay, near the sideline. Money.
Dickinson, top to middle, Earl Watson, Scotty Brooks, and now Luke Walton as their coach is hired. I'm going to address the elephant in the room or at the broadcast table. I'm not going to comment on any head coaching offer that I've received until after I complete my broadcast duties with ESPN. And that's the last I'm going to say on the topic.
Well, congratulations to Luke Walton.
Absolutely.
Wade back in the game. Walker bumps him. Richardson fakes, drives. Left-handed shot won't go. Whiteside on the follow and a foul. So Whiteside and Wade return. And Whiteside a chance for a three-point play. Michael Jordan has been absolute in misery watching this.
This is agony for Jordan. Again, every time Jefferson has to come over to try to challenge a shot, Whiteside just moves Kaminsky and is able to get the putback basket.
Under 4 to play. Kemba Walker had 34 in the last home game in Game 4. He's got 30 points here in Game 6. Wade picks him up on the switch. Walker again uses Jefferson's screen three-pointer. Jefferson tips it out in a new 24. Walker puts his head down, throws it back out, stolen by Wade, and Wade is fouled by Courtney Lee. That's only the 4th team foul, and Lee picks up his second.
Well, the problem right now for me, Charlotte Hornets having a serious problem trying to contain this Miami Heat offense. Even on missed shots, there's open guys. Pick and rolls, isolations, they're making plays.
Leon Wade. Wade had the big first half, but only 2 points in the second half. Shot clock down to 6. Wade finds Dang. Dang fakes back up to Wade. A rare three. It's good! Dwayne Wade from downtown! It's only the second three-pointer he's taken in the series and his first make. He hasn't hit a three since December. Walker, count it, and a foul! Kemba Walker answers back. And Whiteside is fouled out.
Somebody's got to help Kemba Walker offensively. This guy is putting on a show on the offensive end. Can't be contained. They're trying to trap. They're giving him airspace, and he is making plays.
"12 of 24 from the field, 5 for 5 from the line. Whiteside fouls out in 27 minutes. Richardson knocked it out of bounds. Hornets get it back.
I don't know if you agree, Coach, but if I'm Miami, Kemba Walker gets rid of the basketball. You have no help responsibility, and I'm in all-out denial. Somebody else has got to make a play.
Because without Lynn on the floor, they don't really have anybody else to create a play off the dribble.
Walker drives, blocked by Dang, and knocked off Joe Johnson's leg. He did not get possession, so the shot clock didn't reset. Still at 18.
And Mike, we've talked about Steve Clifford, but has there ever been a better, more humble coach in this league than Eric Spoelstra for all he's accomplished?
He's done a great job.
Unbelievable. Year after year.
2 championships in the LeBron James era. Trying to force a Game 7 here tonight. Walker for 3. Bang! Wade on the drive, the floater, too strong. Walker rips down the rebound. They're going to check that last shot to make sure it's a 3. Puts his head down. Inside to Jefferson. Offensive foul. Luol Deng draws another charge. He's drawn 2 here in the fourth.
You see Luol Deng gets in position.
That's a play on to me. When it's on the side and there's just brush contact, to me, keep going.
I agree.
They're checking to see Kemba Walker's last bucket, whether or not it was a 3. Walker has scored the last 10 points for the Hornets. Right now, they counted it as a 3. No question about it. So it'll remain a 3 and a 4-point game. Now you look at the foul situation. Both teams are in the penalty. Each team has multiple timeouts remaining.
That's the awesome thing about this league. You can draw up stuff, you can design stuff. Sometimes great offensive weapons, there's no answer for them.
Walker has 12 of his 35 here in the fourth. Miami Heat in their season on the line right now, trying to hang on. They couldn't do it in game 5. Johnson to Wade. Wade trying to draw the foul, gets it to Dragic. Dragic inside, his jumper won't go. Wade tips it, picked up by Lee. Ahead to Walker. But the Heat are back, and Walker slows down for a second. Now drives, layup, he banks it in. .37 points. The last 12 for Charlotte. Timeout Miami.
Kemba Walker having his way, talking about putting on a show. Where's the help? Kemba! Mama, there goes that man.
Advance for the second round for the first time for this franchise in 14 years. They've trailed by as many as 13, 9 here in the fourth, but Kemba Walker doing everything he can to clinch this series.
It's been spectacular, getting into the scenes, whether it be half court or in transition. You're talking about tough shots, tough knockdown shots, a small point guard taking the hit, getting to his spot time and time again. It's been an awfully impressive performance by Kemba Walker. And if I'm Miami, I've got to trap him. I've got to force somebody else to make a play, not name Kemba Walker.
Eric Spoelstra was talking before the game just how difficult it is to guard him, to keep him in front of you. Boy, is he showing that time and time again here tonight. Minute and a half remaining. Wade pulls back again. Wade finds Deng. Deng for 3. Air ball. Dragic saves it. Johnson, does he get it off in time? Doesn't matter. Another shot that doesn't hit the rim and a 24-second violation.
And that's championship effort by Kemba Walker. Not just offensively, but chasing out, rotating, contesting that shot. That's how you get it done on both sides of the floor.
And if you look at this Charlotte Hornets team, they're not a gifted defensive team, but they are totally and completely tied together.
By as many as 12 and trailed by 9 with just under 3 minutes to go. And the Heat with the explosive first half offense once again sputtering here in the second half as they're clinging to this 2-point lead.
And interestingly, good move by Eric Spoelstra on the dead ball to timeout. Dragic out, Richardson in for defensive purposes.
Dragic, such a big offensive force. He, like everybody else, has struggled to stop Kemba Walker, who has the last 12 points for Charlotte. Walker pulls back, jump shot. Haslam pulls down the rebound.
He had a great look, though.
Under a minute remaining. Will there be a game 7? Wade, another 3. It's good! Dwayne Wade from downtown! Had not hit a three-pointer since December and knocks down two here in the fourth quarter. And the Heat go back up by 5.
The great ones find a way to get it done. Give a man space, the contest too late. Dwayne Wade knocks down a huge three-pointer for the Miami Heat.
21 points for Dwayne Wade. Hornets now down 5. They'll have the ball when we come back. Lead by 5. Wade only took 44 threes the entire regular season and had missed his last 21. Hadn't hit one since December. And here in the first 5 games of this series, he'd only taken one and missed that. But tonight, here in the fourth quarter, he hits 2 clutch three-pointers and the Heat with some breathing room. Unbelievable from Dwayne Wade downtown.
And if you're Charlotte, there's nothing you can do about those. But that's greatness personified.
Now you see Charlotte with just one timeout remaining. Again, neither team with a foul to give.
And Charlotte definitely wants to get a 2-for-1 here.
Walker. Haslam picks it up. Walker again drives inside to Jefferson. Beautiful setup from Kemba Walker.
Good offense. A lot of teams in that situation fall in love with needing a three-pointer. No, you need to score the basket.
Back to 3.
Wade wants Kemba Walker to switch on him.
Wade leans in, falling away, puts it in! Dwayne Wade does it again! And Charlotte has to call timeout. What a clutch performance from Dwayne Wade. And Miami back up by 5 with 19.5 remaining. Incredible clutch shooting from one of the all-time greats.
You're right, one of the all-time greats. Making plays, putting his team on his back. Even with all the miles he has, still finding it within himself to knock down big shots. Purple shirt man, have a seat. Mama, there goes that man.
And that's great defense, but better offense. I mean, that's just amazing.
Wade had 13 points in the first half. Then he missed 6 straight shots. Didn't score in the third. But here in this fourth quarter, with 10 big points, including the 2 threes.
Can you take your gum out to make a point and then put it back in?
I got something to say with 19 and a half seconds to go, though.
What?
Dwayne Wade earlier said to both of us, if we see a Game 7 in Miami, dinner's on him.
Is he a man of his word?
We're going to find out.
Maybe. Don't count out the Hornets.
I understand he has work to do, but the bill is going to Mr. Wade.
Meanwhile, Charlotte comes out. Marvin Williams, Kaminsky, Zeller, Walker, and Lee. Crowd on its feet. Walker fakes the 3, drives, gets to the rim, blocked from behind! Dwayne Wade with the block as well! Wade throws it back, and Richardson's shaken up. Wade throws it ahead. Johnson has it, they have to foul, and finally do with 5.4 remaining. Richardson really hurting that left shoulder.
Coming off a screen, Mike. You see it all the time, trying to drive through.
Kemba Walker looked like he had a clear path for a layup.
Wow.
And Wade with the fantastic block shot. 10 block shots for Miami, and Wade has 2 of them.
Wow.
Oh, and he whacked him on the head. He got away with a foul. Wade.
But I tell you what, purple shirt man got to sit down. And somebody's got to control him. I think Dwayne Wade is handling it fine, but you don't have the right to be disrespectful on the sideline.
Good call, Mark. Joe Johnson, meanwhile, hits the 2 free throws, and Miami comes into Charlotte and forces a Game 7. unbelievable finish for Dwayne Wade. A vintage performance from the Miami Heat star, and they defeat the Hornets to tie this series at 3 games apiece. Kemba Walker with a magnificent performance. He was brilliant with 37, but unlike Game 5, here in Game 6, Miami makes the big plays down the stretch. So that game will be on ABC. We'll be in Miami on Sunday. Tip-off shortly after 1 Eastern. This Eastern Conference has been wild all season long. And we'll have 2 Game 7s in the East coming up on Sunday. 37 for Kemba Walker. He was brilliant. But it was Luol Deng and Dwayne Wade and the Heat who even it all up. Game 7 coming up. For Jeff, Mark, Doris, and our entire ESPN crew, Mike Green saying thanks so much for watching as we say good night from Charlotte.